I feel like I should find that meme. And if I can, I might put that meme there with that weird, odd looking creature where he's poking the Steelers saying, do something. That's what it feels like. However, Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, the Steelers have been pretty busy going to pro days. And today they went to, or Mike Tomlin was at the coaches meeting, the league meeting with, trying to sort out rules and all that kind of stuff. So I've got a few tweets I want to go over in terms of what the Steelers and what Mike Tomlin thinks. But yes, it's been a very, very, very quiet day. Anyways, or quite a few days. I'm going to play this just because I still like it.
One after the next two, is he still aggressive?
Yeah, what do they call them? The con artists? I like that. I saw that, man. That's pretty good. It's a cool nickname.
Alrighty, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone out there. I'm almost approaching, on this channel, 500,000 views. So whether you are, a first-time watcher or if you've been watching for the past 3 or 4 years on this channel, that is fantastic, right? Started my podcast journey all the way back in like 2020, and here we are 4 years later with a channel with 2,000 subs, all these things moving, bit of a brand moving, and a good little Steelers community that we can talk football. And you guys know that I don't clickbait, I don't BS around. I just say what I say, what I want to put out there from my comments from Australia. And I don't mess about. Like if I don't like a player, I'll let you know. If I don't like the way the media's portraying a player, I'll let you know too, because they do that. But I do have to rely on the media a lot because we don't have it here in Australia, being so far away from Pittsburgh. All I try and get my news from is like Twitter sources or, Brooke Pry, who I'm going to bring up today as well, or, people in the media like that. And then I give you my opinion on what's happening. So right now too, though, nothing's moving. Like since last week was a wild, crazy week, nothing's really moving in terms of signing players. There's rumors out there, but I won't be discussing them today with the receivers. But there's rumors out there who they could get or they might be attached to, but nothing really concrete in terms of Steelers are getting this player going to the facility. But I do want to talk about Mike Tomlin. I want to talk about what Mike Tomlin thinks and what he has there. He had like an interview with Pittsburgh Steelers media. I can't find the video, and I don't think there is a video. I think that the owners, 32 owners, the coaches were at the league meeting, and they were getting interviewed by, I guess, their certain Pittsburgh Steelers media or LA media or Kansas City media, whoever. I feel like there's not a video out there unless the Pittsburgh Steelers have it themselves. But let's go through some tweets that Brooke Pryor has said and talked about with Mike Tomlin. So Mike Tomlin says here, and also shout out to Brooke Pryor because she did a lot of work, and same with Mark Caboli. I've got a few things I want to cover. She says here, Mike Tomlin has seen your con artist jokes and he likes them. I call him a lot of things, man. I'm looking for these things to stick because it's so entertaining to me. I love the memes and all that. I'm easily entertained, particularly during the off season. So Mike Tomlin hears you guys, a con artist, the Khan tracks, stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Omar Khan, it's awesome. King Khan, it's cool to see. And he really is doing a pretty good job, like last season and this season. And he's not effing around. Like if he wants to make a move and get rid of Kenny Pickett, go on. You want to trade DJ? Go on. You want to cut this player? Go on. You want to go and sign a punter to a three-year deal that's been pretty good in the league? Sign him up. You want to go and get Queen? Sign him up. You want to get 2 quarterbacks? Done. Omar Khan is not messing around, so I think it's pretty cool. And that kind of leads into Brooke Price is here. She just wrapped up a 30-minute session with Mike Tomlin, so I can't find any video just yet. She said plenty coming, but at first, a signature Tomlin quote from today: "I am fundamentally against comfort." And right now, the Steelers look so different. If you were to tell a Steelers fan from last year who just woke up and who never saw any news at all, and they still thought we had Kenny Pickett, and they still thought maybe we could get Rudolph on the roster, no, that didn't happen. They traded Kenny Pickett. They went and got Russell Wilson on a vet deal. They also traded for Justin Fields, 25, who I'm still like half on, but the bloke is 25 years of age, and I do believe that Mike Tomlin will play Wilson first and let him learn and hopefully get better, and then maybe Fields could be the future starter in a year's time or 2 years' time. We'll see how it pans out. But they went and got Fields for a 6th round pick and possibly a 4th, depending on how much they play him. So when you talk about comfort, this is different, man. So different. I did not expect them to sign Wilson, nor did I expect them to sign Fields, both to the team. You know what I mean? They got Queen now too. So comfort. They got a new OC. They got other coaches on the offensive side. They got a new coach, I think, assistant on the defensive side. Things have moved. Things have changed. They have no quarterbacks from last year. Trubisky out, Rudolph out, Kenny Pickett out. There is no more comfort right now. So that's pretty cool to see. Now, other news too. Mike Tomlin has talked about DJ didn't express his frustration or that he wanted to be traded. So Mike Tomlin says here, we traded a player for player. We had an opportunity to get cornerback Deontay Johnson. He is a guy that we've evaluated properly several times since he's been in the league. The Panthers needed Deontay. We needed D-Jack. It was a good exchange. So Deontay for Deontay, Jackson for Johnson, right? Do you know what I mean? Receiver for cornerback. They got DJ. We got DJ on the cornerback. It's a good trade. And I think DJ was already out anyway. They weren't going to pay Deontay Johnson's contract next year, so it's kind of a good trade. Next one is from Mark Caboli. He says, Tomlin said, needs to be work done at center and receiver. Still options out there in FA, but believes there are many receivers that can come in and contribute ASAP and a handful of centers in the draft. Okay, is that like alluding to maybe in the draft in round 1, round 2, that they could go center, they could go receiver? Possibly. Could be like, day one starters, right? But also, he said, after a couple of centers in the draft, it will likely not be plug and play, which means the Pittsburgh Steelers have to go out and sign a center. Now, I'm not the biggest, even draft expert, nor am I like a free agency expert on who's left. But I do know center right now, there's not many high price centers left. I still know that Mason Cole's there. I've heard Mason Cole rumors for him to come back. I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll see how that kind of pans out. But Mike Tomlin's pretty much saying here that with the receivers, they can come in and play straight away. And a handful of centers can do the same. So do they go and get JPJ? Do they get a higher price receiver in round 1 or round 2? That is to be seen. Dead set this year, I don't know what they're going to do. I thought last year you can kind of pick the left tackle. You can pick an idea that could have been offensive line. They might go offensive line again this year. The year before was Najee or whatever, and Kenny Pickett kind of saw the writing on the wall, right? But this year, it could be receiver, could be cornerback, it could be offensive line, right tackle, center. It could be all those kind of things. Also, I want to talk lastly too, for one moment about the quarterback situation, right? Mike Tomlin, and I'll put the image right here. So Mike Tomlin got asked a question about, who will be the Steelers quarterback number 1, number 2. And he gave a really, really long answer. He says here, we've been very transparent about the pecking order, at least to start. So could there be a possibility where Fields might start in the season, week 10 or week 11? We don't know. He says here, I just think that it provides clarity for all parties involved. I agree, by the way. Russell Wilson is a veteran man. He's got a proven process of readiness. He's been in the league a long time. He's capable of rallying troops, receivers, tight ends, and running backs. He's just got a lot of experience in terms of what it takes over a 12-month calendar. I just think that's something that a young guy like Justin can learn from and provides clarity for all players involved as they do some of the informal things at this time of year. Whether it's coming together to work out in destinations or things of that nature, rest assured that when it's time to compete, Justin will give an opportunity to compete, and we'll allow all those guys to sort themselves out. But I thought it was appropriate to describe in a way for when we get started. Russell's in pole position, and I think his body of work justifies that. And just from my conversation with Justin, he is excited about working alongside Russell and learning some of those veteran tricks of the trade behind a guy who's been around a long time, around for a decade or so. Now, we're back. That was a very, very long answer to say that Russell Wilson will be quarterback 1 going into training camp. And quarterback number 2 will be Justin Fields. And I'm sure we can argue and quarterback controversy the whole way. But what it seems like is Mike Tomlin is saying to the media, saying to Steelers fans, that Russell Wilson will be quarterback number 1. And then Fields will learn behind him, but there will be competition. And from the start, though, not the finish, maybe not even the end of training camp, but from the very start of training camp, it's going to be Russell Wilson, and then we'll let it play out. Now, in my opinion, I believe you start Russell Wilson week 1, you get him ready with the offense, and the minute that he starts to not play good football or fail, then throw in Justin Fields. You work that way. You go from Russell Wilson down to Fields, then down to QB3. But they're getting ready with the offense to start with Russell Wilson first and then get Fields ready after him. And that's why I think that pretty much all Steelers fans would expect. Anyway, in the comments below, let me know what you think about that. Had a few things with the con artist jokes. I had some things about DJ, center receivers, and also quarterback number 1 talk. Looks like that Russell Wilson will be QB1. Hope you guys are doing well on your Sunday, and I'll see you later.